Chapter 3. Starting Over. While Heinz, Noble and Company did well during the early 1870s, the United States as a whole was facing a business crisis. In 1873, the country entered what is called a depression, a period in which many companies slow down production and lose money, forcing them to cut back on workers or shut down completely. Many people who were out of work looked at the banks for loans. But as the companies struggled, banks often stopped making loans. By 1875, Henry saw that his company faced disaster too. It owed more money than it could afford to pay back. He wrote in his diary in April that he could eat no dinner owing to worry and hurry and planning. Henry turned to his father and a friendly local banker who loaned him the money to pay some of the company's bills. Even his wife Sally pitched in, giving Henry some of her own money. Still, the company went deeper into debt, and by the year's end, it went bankrupt and shut down for good because it could not pay the money it owed. Henry felt that most of the business people he knew had abandoned him. "I feel very sad," he wrote, "as though I had not a true friend in the world." The Noble brothers seemed to blame Henry for the company's struggles. They refused to invest any more of their own money. Henry's family, though, stuck by his side. He also had his deep faith in God to help him get through tough times. He was not going to give up. He would not leave the business he loved. On New Year's Day, 1876, Henry asked his family to help him start a new business. His brother John and his cousin Frederick agreed, and Sally once again provided some of her own money. Because of his first company had gone bankrupt, Henry could not legally be a part owner of this new one. Instead, he was just another worker, paid $125 a month. But the family understood that the new F.J. Heinz company was really Henry's. He had the business skill and the right contacts in the food business, and he would do the hard work he needed to make people trust the Heinz name once again. The whole family pitched in. His mother and sisters bottled horseradish in the basement of their home, just as Henry had done years before. With his new company, Henry also introduced a brand new product, ketchup, also spelled catsup, had been popular. For several decades in the United States, like preparing horseradish, making ketchup at home was hard work. It took a full day to make one batch. So Henry told his customers that buying his product instead of making their own would save them a lot of time. Ketchup. Americans love their ketchup, but the first sauces with that name came from Vietnam and China. The word ketchup comes from a Chinese word, ketchup, which is a type of fish sauce. Perhaps as early as the late 1600s, British traders in Asia tasted the local ketchup and tried to recreate it at home. The Asian sauces had contained fish, and British recipes included things such as walnuts, mushrooms, and oysters. They were nothing like the tomato ketchup that Henry J. Heinz's company made famous. Tomatoes first appeared in ketchup in the 1800s. The version we know today, tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, and spices and salt, was first sold in 1876. Thanks to Henry's hard work, the new company was growing and making money. His success must have been a comfort when Sally and Henry had their third child in August 1877. They named their son Howard. Soon after, Henry rented a house for the growing family near the company's Pittsburgh factory. As the F.J. Heinz Company grew, Henry fulfilled a promise he had made to himself when he started it. He would pay back his share of the debt that he and the Nobles still hadn't repaid. He considered it his duty. Paying all the money he owed also helped regain the trust of banks. With that trust restored and quality condiments to sell, Henry's company was ready to keep growing.